Yes, we all know the quality of makeup and skincare products are important, but have you ever thought about how you apply them is even more important for results? Since 2019, Anissa Beauty has been leading the way in creating vegan and cruelty-free makeup and skincare brushes that are safe for your skin and the planet and are designed to optimize the application and absorption of skincare products. Their popular Pinnacle Foundation brush has made such a big difference for me. I used to hate wearing foundation because it always felt so caked on, but with this brush, I can use so little product and it goes on flawlessly due to its patented triangular shape. Anissa Beauty's brushes deliver value and quality like no other. The same goes for their Pinnacle Skin Brush, which has completely changed how I apply skincare. I no longer use my hands to apply my products. Check out the Pinnacle Foundation brush as well as several other amazing brushes at anissabeauty.com and get 30% off site-wide with the code DATEABLE. That's ANISA beauty.com. And don't forget to use the code DATEABLE. More often than not, I have a really hard time picking out an outfit, but Armoire makes getting dressed super easy. With a clothing rental membership from Armoire, build the perfect wardrobe with brands that are high quality, unique, and recommended just for you. All you have to do is take a 5-minute style quiz and select items from your dynamic, personalized closet. The styles show up at your door in as little as 2 days. Then when you're ready for new clothes, just swap them out for more new-to-you styles. I'm currently on this dress kick, but not just any dress, dresses with cutouts. And I was so excited to find quite a few on Armoire that I'm able to rotate between beach outings, brunches, and of course, walking my dog in style. Right now, for our listeners, you can give Armoire a try and get up to 50% off your first month. That's up to $125 off. Just visit armoire.style/dateable. That is armoire.style, spelled ARMOIRE.style/DATEABLE, and get up to 50% off your first month. And never worry about what to wear again. Try Armoire today. Hi, I'm Yue Xu.
And I'm Julie Kraftchick.
We're active daters turned dating insiders.
Here to dive into everything modern dating and relationships.
Welcome to Dateable. Hello, friends. Welcome to Brunch Talk, where we satiate your starving dating questions.
I was like, how many words is she going to put in one sentence?
It kind of worked.
It did work. It worked.
We're going to satiate you with our words now.
That sounds oddly sexual, doesn't it? Satiate you?
Yes. And I like it. I like the innuendo. Let's go with it. So many things we can go down that path. Anyway, you can leave them in the comments if you like, but we won't go into that tangent.
We'll let you infer.
Yeah, please. Get your mind in the gutter, not ours. But we're going to tackle some hard-hitting dating questions in the one for today. What is the expectation of first dates as someone dating in your 30s?
And for more context, the listener that wrote in said, how do I deal with the added pressures I add to dates in my 30s compared to my 20s? I always felt like first dates are supposed to be more chill, and it seemed like in my 20s that was accepted. But now it feels like people want more and don't see a connection. Then I start going down a rabbit hole of, did I do something wrong or was I too chill? Help.
So many questions in one question. So many things going through this listener's head. Listen, I don't think it has to do with age. It just has to do with what you no longer want to invite into your life. Some people are still dating casually in their 40s and 50s, like their first date is still chill, still like a walk around the block. I don't think you hit a certain age and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I got to date in a certain way now. It's dependent on your life stage.
So I agree, but also disagree a little.
Okay.
So I'm bringing it.
Bring
People
it.
like when we have differing opinions, so I'm going to bring it.
Bring it.
So I agree that yes, different life stages. There's always people in their 20s looking for something serious, always people in their 40s not. But I do think more people get that kind of shock system around 30 of like, okay, maybe I'm supposed to be looking for more, or my biological clock is ticking. I think that we do see a lot of people have that oh shit moment at 30 and change the way they date.
Mm-hmm.
I know like for me, I was definitely more just like fun and games in my 20s. I wasn't really thinking about the long term. And then there is that point where you start to. So I can see how people are going on first dates, and we know this is happening, that in theory, yes, they should be fun and chill and laid back. But we know that there's a lot of people in today's world where there's so many options that are just like, I want to find out immediately if this person could be something more.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't, then I'm moving on. So I think that is a mentality that is happening. And whether it's because you're in your 30s, because it's in the digital world and world of dating apps where there's so many options, it's probably a combo of both. But I can see why this person is feeling the way they are.
I absolutely don't want to diminish how anybody feels dating at a certain age. I totally get it. I've been there. Looking back, if I had words of wisdom for my 30-year-old self, it would be to distinguish between self-imposed pressure versus organic evolution of your dating choices.
Yeah.
Self-imposed pressure is, oh shit, now I'm 30. Do I need to start thinking about X, Y, and Z because society tells me to do so? My friends, my family, they tell me to do so. Or organic evolution of how you date is, in my 30s, a lot of my friends were getting married. I was making more money and more stable in my career. I was living on my own and decorating my house with Pottery Barn. I remember thinking, oh, I think I'm ready for something a little bit more mature. That's organic. But the minute I start thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to be the last one.
Right.
So I got to get on this train. I got to be more serious about first dates. Then that's self-imposed. And that is not a good place to be.
Yeah, I think this person, though, might be also saying that other people are feeling that. So I agree with all you said for your own self, but ultimately we can't control the other people, right, that are out there. But I also think it doesn't need to be either or. I still believe a first date should be relatively low stakes. You're just meeting a new person. I think that is actually something that's getting in all of our ways in dating culture. We talk about this in our book, The Expectation of Love on Demand, where you should know instantly. That is actually a trap that we're all falling for that's keeping us stuck dating. I'm fully on board with making it more of this organic process that I think is missing, especially when you meet someone on a dating app. That being said, I don't think it needs to be like you're going into the date on a date review ready to check all the boxes, or it can be chill. I think you can have fun, get to know someone, and still make your intentions clear of what it is you're ultimately looking for.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it needs to be with that person. You don't know them well enough at that point. But I think you can say, like, I really had fun on this date. That at least shows that you want to go out again and gives permission to that person. Or you could even say, like, I really love dating, but I am ultimately looking for something that's more of the real deal where I can like do X, Y, and Z with a partner. That's such an easy thing that you can throw into conversation, and then people see you as a more serious prospect.
And maybe this is something for you to reflect on. What is the difference now? What are you feeling? And that's something great to talk about on a date.
Yeah.
You know, now that I'm in my 30s, I'm feeling like, oh, I'm very different than the way I was in my 20s. And it's not about what you do on these dates, it's the content of the date. What are you talking about? Maybe that's what you're looking for that's a little different. It's the same thing as like in my 20s, all I ate were fried seafood because I didn't know there was like raw seafood. And then when I was able to refine my taste, I really appreciated raw seafood. I could go to the same restaurant in my 20s and now order something very different in my 30s, but the restaurant hasn't changed. I think it can be the same for dates. You can still have a coffee date or a walk around the block, but the content of what you talk about now is different. And that is something to acknowledge even on the date. That is a part of your growth.
I love all of that. I want to go into even more what you can talk about on the dates. But before we do, let's take a minute to hear from our sponsors. This is a weird thing about me. When I went to summer camp, we were told to take really quick showers to preserve water. It's something I've carried into adult life, and now I'm like, maybe there is a merit to taking longer showers to unwind and relax, especially now that I've been using Osea's new Undaria algae body wash, which has transformed my shower experience into a tropical paradise. Yue and I always talk about this stuff. Like, we cannot get enough. It's the citrusy scent that just smells so freaking good. Just thinking about it makes me want to take a shower. What I love about it though is how it leaves my skin feeling soft, smooth, and revitalized. I find it to be a much gentler cleansing experience than traditional body washes. And that's because it's pH balanced with a hydrating formula. So upgrade your shower with clean, vegan face and body care from Osea. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code DATEABLEPODCAST at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order and free shipping on orders over $60. Head to OSEAMalibu.com and use the code DATEABLEPODCAST for 10% off. I've been really brushing up on my Italian for my trip to Italy, and this partnership with Rosetta Stone could not have come at a better time. I've been carving out 30 minutes a day on my walks, and their app has made learning a new language so easy. And it's not just Italian. This is such a steal right now because Rosetta Stone is offering our listeners lifetime access with 25 languages for 50% off the normal price. If you're looking to brush up on your Spanish, French, or even Arabic or Polish, they got you as the trusted expert for 30 years and millions of users. The best part though is how fast it is because Rosetta Stone immerses you in the language and there's built-in speech recognition to give you feedback on your pronunciation. So don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. Dateable listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/today. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/today today. Do you like to be in the know of what's really happening with celebrity gossip? Do you like to hear about the drama happening on reality shows before the shows even air? If you're not listening to Cocktails and Gossip yet, the time is now. I'm obsessed with this podcast because each week, Bea and Amanda, the hosts of the podcast, bring you the tea on reality TV and the craziest celebrity blinds from their website, Bravos and Cocktails. You know, I've been on a real Bravo binge lately, so this podcast is the perfect complement. And trust us, they do not hold back. Listen and you'll have some unfiltered tea to spill at your next dinner party or in your group chat. Pop culture lovers, Bravo lovers, and people who just can't get enough gossip. This is a podcast you should definitely check out. And who knows, you might hear something from Cocktails and Gossip first before you hear it anywhere else. Scandival, anyone? Listen to the weekly Cocktails and Gossip podcast wherever you get your podcasts. So actually looking back on my dates that became relationships, we had very just like fun conversation that felt just natural and organic. But I also feel like there was a little bit of vulnerability that made me look at them as someone that wanted a relationship or wanted to, not just casual hookup or something like that. It was the times though that I went into dates like very, I guess, looking for a certain thing 100% and maybe had like a list of questions I wanted to ask. Those dates didn't go as well because they felt like more forced. So I don't want this person to like lose this more laid back sense of just getting to know someone because I think that actually can build connection in early dating.
And maybe that is the trickiest part of dating in your 30s is that you want to balance the fun and lightheartedness of getting to know someone with also getting depth from that person. Like there still needs to be connection. And I find that balance really hard to do on a date. Like in my 20s, it was just, let's get fucking drunk. And then we'll figure out the connection later. But then also you can't go the opposite side and be like, let's talk about your
childhood wounds,
dreams and your goals. Yeah, let's talk about your childhood wounds. Like, what are you working through right now? That's also too much. So what is that middle ground that you have to teeter-totter a little bit?
We don't want to do the therapy session or the date review. Those are some of our bad dates. So stay away from those.
Yeah, those are really tough to deal with because end of the day, you still want to have fun with someone. That's still kind of like the baseline. But if you go straight to trauma dumping,
nope.
And then you have this false sense of connection with someone, that's not really going to get anywhere either, right? So it's like, where do you find that balance? I also find it something that switched for me in my late 20s, early 30s was formal dates, like actual dates.
Yeah.
In my 20s, it was like casual hangout. Let's grab a drink. I'm going to a bottomless brunch. You want to come along? At some point, someone's like, oh, I really want to take you out.
Right.
And that could be just a tiny little change that makes it feel more like there's more depth to it.
More intention behind it, right? Like we're going on a date.
Yeah.
I think there's just little things you can add in, like we talked about, of saying what you're looking for in a high level, making sure the follow-up is there. Because I think too, like I'm thinking about my first date with my partner. I left being like, oh, that was really fun. I enjoyed talking to him. It was also during COVID, so there wasn't really any physical contact. So I was like, I don't know if that was like a friend thing or a romantic thing. And then he sent me a text and was just like, oh, by the way, I meant to say, like, you looked really pretty tonight and I'd love to see you again.
No.
And then I was like, okay, this is someone that's taking initiative.
Yes.
I can put you back into that serious prospect.
Yes. Something as simple as that. That's killer to just be like, listen, this is not platonic. I'm not looking for a hangout buddy.
Yeah.
I want to show you that I have romantic interest in you. Right. And then making that known. Good move.
And the good news, too, in this situation, maybe in the moment you're caught up, you're nervous, you're not thinking about it. In today's world with texting, you can do it after the fact.
Yes.
It's never too late.
Yes.
Even just following up immediately, just being like, I'm down to hang out again. That was really fun. Or I'd love to take you on another date.
Yes. Yes. Don't put the pressure so much on the date. I think a lot of this evolution could come from like post-date, how you digest the date, how you want to move forward to the next date.
Yeah.
It's all part of the maturing process as well. But I still love the idea of just expressing and describing your journey on these dates and feeling that difference of turning, 30, what that feels like. And I'm sure so many people feel the same way as you and they just never have a chance to express it.
I also love hearing when people say like, look, up until now, I wasn't focused on a relationship.
Yeah.
That shows why you're still single, right? It kind of removes that mystery. But I like hearing the story of this is where I'm going. So even if historically you haven't been looking for something serious, haven't had a ton of relationship experience, it doesn't matter. What do you want now and how do you communicate that?
Yeah, very good.
So I guess to sum it all up, don't let this added pressure come just from age alone, but think about what it is you really want and make sure to communicate that, have that balance of still bringing the fun energy and the low chill vibe of just meeting someone new for the first time, but also throw in a few things here and there of what you're actually looking for or where you want to go and make sure your follow-up is there.
Yep. Intentionality behind everything you do now. Welcome to your 30s. Wait till you get to your 40s.
Then you just don't give a fuck.
Then you're like, I don't care. I don't care what we do. Yes, there's so much to look forward to. Thank you so much for this question. For all of our listeners, you can send in your questions. You can email us, hello@dateablepodcast.com. You can DM us on Instagram @dateablepodcast. Or the best way is to leave us a rating and review in Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. In the body of your review, you can ask the question there. And as an added bonus, if you tell us you pre-ordered our book, How to Be Dateable, coming out next year, then we'll bump you up to the top of the list so your question gets answered right away.
And actually, this person did pre-order the book. And that is why their question is up here.
Standing applause. Kind of.
We won't reveal your name in case you don't want us to, but they did. They did pre-order. They have told us.
Yeah, it's like, Julie's mom. Damn it.
Yeah, my mom is really concerned about how the added pressures of her 30s is impacting dating. My mom is younger than I am.
Your mom could have gone to ChatGPT and was like, what's a common dating question I can ask the girls?
Okay, won't reveal who it is, but it's not my mom. I'll say that.
Okay, good. Yeah. It's not my mom either. It's not either one of our parents. But I don't know. I can't promise it's not someone we don't know. Bye.
I would love one of our parents to ask a question one day.
Oh,
They probably wouldn't even know where to start, though. Let's be honest.
oh, that's such a good thought exercise. If
Yeah.
you made your parents ask a dating question about dating today, what would they ask?
We'll leave on that note.
Wow. Okay. Do you have any thoughts? You know all the ways to get to us. Send us your thoughts. I love to hear what you think.
Yep. And make sure to subscribe to Dateable on all your podcast platforms so you get brunch talks, but also our long form content and also a quickie. And make sure to pre-order the book, howtobedateable.com.
Yes. We're going to see you all next week.
Bye.